Hi moms, dads, hi Lisa, hi Nina, hi Cara. Sorry about Friday. It's public holiday, it's Good Friday, so we missed our lesson. But to keep you guys going, this is a dedicated lesson just for you girls to have something fun. I think we started this the previous week. It's really easy to play. It's a fun song. It's called Cup of Coffee by Powerful. The chords are nice and easy, G's, D's, E minors and C's, and it's got a nice strumming pattern. So I'll include the PDF file for you as well. And I'd love to have us, all four of us, playing at the same time when we get together again next week, when everything's finally back to normal. And enough of me talking, let's play some chords. Now, on the PDF, the chord files are there, or the chord diagrams are there. But I'm going to take you through the chords because I don't want easy G now. I'd like us to expand and eventually do the proper G. Now I think one or two of you do know it. And for those that don't, the reason why I want the full G instead of just that G is because the bass notes from those two strings just sound really cool. So this over here sounds very trebly, very bright. And if I get those notes in, it sounds a bit more deeper, much nicer for the song. Now finger 1 must go onto fret number 2. Now before we go any further, I'm assuming you girls have got one of those. They're called a capo. If you look in your PDF file, it says capo fret 5. And if you see my capo, it's sitting over there. This is at fret 5. You can see if I turn the guitar like this, you can see fret 1, 2, 3, 4, fret 5. So this is my new fret number 2, because this is where everything starts as a result of using the capo at fret 5. Okay, finger 1 is there, middle finger number 2 goes right to the top, and ring finger goes right to the bottom. Now, be careful that your thumb doesn't go too low, because if it does, the fingers do all strange and wonderful things. So keep the thumb sort of high around a bit over there would be pretty cool, and then a nice strong grip like that. I know sometimes it's a bit of a stretch to get the hand this far open because he goes right to the bottom and he goes right to the top. But give it your best shot and let's get your G in place. Okay, I'm pausing a bit there. I'm assuming you got your G working well. It should sound like this if I strum the notes one at a time. There's your G. The following chord D. Now, moms, if you're watching, or dads, if you're watching with the girls, lots of times I've noticed that the students know what the chord is when they see it, but they forget the name of it. So I'd like us to remember to attach the name. So just think, oh, I know that chord. Know that chord's name is D. Put the name to the chord because they recognize it, then they play it. But if I say play D, we sometimes forget the name. But D starts finger 1 over here on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, counting from the bottom. 2nd finger goes right to the bottom, 2nd fret, and ring finger number 3 goes to the 3rd fret, 2nd from the bottom. We got that. Now we're only going to strum from the 4th string down over here. We're going to strum from there for the D chord. So for the G, all 6 strings. For the D, just 4 strings. And if they're not sure, if you look at the diagram, each one of those chords have got little dots, little circles. Sometimes there's 6 circles like with the G, so you play 6 strings. If there's 4 circles like for the D, you play 4 strings. We got that so far. Next chord, E minor. Looks like this. It's probably one of the easier chords. I think everybody likes this one. It's finger number 1 on the 5th string. Remember, from the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And number 2 underneath him. So it's a little bit of a squeeze, but that's E minor. And if you look at your dots, there's how many on the page? And that's where I'd like to be hearing you say 6. And you play all 6 strings. And the last chord is C, which starts with finger 1 at the bottom here, finger 2 over here, finger 3 there. And I know we know this chord as well because we've used these chords quite a lot of times. So just adding the name to the chord, so we don't just recognize it from looking at it, we know it by name as well. So there's your C, and C is going to be how many strings we're going to play? We're going to play a total of how many dots? 5, so it's from here 5 strings down. Now I'm going to switch the camera's angle a bit more to the strumming hand. The girls are welcome to use a pick, or they can use fingers. I don't really mind, so they can do, using finger, or they can use pick. But very important, if we use fingers, I don't want this. This is bad technique. Because it's easier with the thumb, but the hassle with the thumb is thumb doesn't give us much speed. You're not going to get to play as fast as you need for other songs later. So very important, if you're using fingers, strum with the first finger, and if you look from head on, you can see the movement of my finger is like that. So there's a little bit of hand movement here, it's a little bit of movement there, not like that, that's bad. This is good. And then the finger does all the movement across the string. And must be careful not to strike sideways, because I've seen 1 or 2 students strike on the side. Then it actually hurts, because what happens is, imagine the pen is my string, you're actually pushing against the side, this little part here. You're actually pushing this with the string, and that actually is quite anal. So if the pen is my string, I'm striking from the back end of the nail or the underside of the finger. It's that type of movement, slow motion. You can see that there. If I put my fingers down, that's good, that's bad. Okay. Also on the techniques, I notice sometimes that we want to strum from the back here. We must try and get out of that. We want to strum more from the top. So just on the techniques, take advantage of that now with the videos. So it's almost like you're sitting on an armchair, nice and relaxed, and you're resting, and your hand goes down nice and easily across the strings. Now, it's an easy song, this. Each chord has to be played through twice. So I'm going to show us now the rhythm pattern we need, the strumming pattern for the song. It starts with a downstroke like this on the count of 1. Can't get much easier than that, eh? Next up, we're going to go 2 and. We're going to add that down up onto the first beat. So we're going to have 1 and 2 and. Or if we call out the direction, down, down, up. Now there are different ways to do the counting. The correct sort of classical ways to get the 1 and 2 and, for example. But I notice that sometimes if we give the actual command, the direction of the strumming, it helps us get the rhythm sooner, and then we can always attach the actual counting later. So whichever method works for you, you use that method. We want to get you playing. Once you're playing, we can fill in the missing gaps later. So one more time, down, down, up, or 1 and 2 and. Both of those are fine. After that, another tiny gap, and we finish off with up, down, up, or, and 4 and. Okay, so I'm going to do this slow motion first of all now with the directions. I'm going to count to 4, so if you want to play with me, you may. In fact, I think it'll be quite a cool idea. So something like this. 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and with a direction, 2, and 3, and 4, and down, down, up, down, up. Okay, we got that rhythm. If you haven't got the rhythm and you need me to make a video of it slower, please let me know. This is about getting your girls playing, and I'd love to get you playing together, and I really want to take advantage of this long weekend, get a bit of time playing in between, and yeah, this is why the video is here. Each chord must be played through twice. So if I were to count it out, I'm going to play G twice now. Hopefully you're going to play through with me. You got your G in place. Remember, no easy Gs, the right G. And let's do this. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and after that you change to the D chord. Let's try the D. Remember, 4 strings for D, and this one I'm going to use a pick, not because you have to use a pick for D, but just to show the different strumming techniques, and whatever you decide, pick or fingers, I'm happy with both. Are you ladies already there? 2 and 3 and 4 and down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up. And then we go to E minor and then C. Now what I want to do to finish off this video, don't make it too long, is I'm going to play it the whole way through. This is your target speed. It's going to sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And you just play play it through over and over and over again. And if you had a loop pedal are one of those things that Ed Sheeran likes using. I'm sure you girls all know what Ed Sheeran is. This is one of the loop pedals you can get, only Ed's one is much more fancy. You could then push the loop button and it will play it over and over for you all the time. So what I'm saying is those 4 chords, repeat them and your whole song is played through. But to finish off, we're going to do it now slowly, and I'd like you girls to try and keep up with me. If you miss a beat by accident or finger goes a little bit south, don't stress, strum a wrong string, not a hassle. Remember, we always say, what is the golden root or the golden rule? And you ladies always say to me, we don't stop. Okay, so the golden rule, we keep playing no matter what happens. The show must go on. Are you girls ready? 2 and 3 and 4 and... And back to the beginning. Ladies, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you get a cup of coffee going with it, or tea, or cool drink, or Fanta, or whatever you enjoy. But it's a really cool song. I remember you girls all singing along at the class. Have an awesome long Easter weekend, and looking forward to seeing you next week. Any questions, mom and dads? If the girls are doing something, mom and dad, and they're not sure, please drop me a WhatsApp and say, hi, this chord's not working, or is this rhythm right, or... Feel free to communicate with me, because then I know how I can help you guys move forward. Have an awesome weekend. Thank you.